Hey guys, well, it's 93 degrees here today. We've been having a heat wave here on the East Coast. So between the temperatures and between the delays in shipping due to COVID, I'm about to drive 15 hours round trip to Virginia to pick up some snakes. Now, typically I would hate a long drive, but I'm so excited to get these animals, I don't even care. The good news is I got a full tank of gas and I got all my favorite tunes loaded, Taylor Swift and Beyonce. I mean Pantera and Slayer. I don't even like Beyonce and Taylor Swift. I don't even know why I said that. But anyway, I'm excited to get these animals and I'm looking forward to showing them all off as soon as I get back, and I will see you guys shortly. Hey guys, welcome to my 6th video. This is a Diamond Jungle Jaguar. She's a 2017 female produced by my friend Martin Rosemond. If you want the nicest Jaguars out there, honestly, Martin is the man. He's the only one I purchased these from. You can see she's incredible. She's so bright yellow, so just wanted to show her off to you. Hey, as I said, welcome to video number 6. Thank you so much for joining me. Guess what? We just hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. I just learned the YouTube secret handshake. I wish I could show you guys, but you understand, I'm not able to do that. Hey, so like always, I have another jam-packed video for you guys today. I'm gonna show this amazing group of animals I just picked up, as I mentioned in the very beginning of the video. It's a group of Sanzinia, some greens, and some Mandarins. I am so excited to get these. You guys know how hard they are to come by, so I'm excited to show them off to you today. We're going to have a product spotlight today. I'm going to show you some cage liners that I've been using for years. I find them really helpful. Hopefully you guys will also. I am going to show you nest boxes, no substrate method of incubation. I'm going to tell you why I use them, and I'm going to show you exactly how I set mine up. And then I'm going to get everybody caught up on some breeding updates that I have going on. So stick with me and let's get started, and we'll jump right into the product spotlight. So in today's product spotlight, I wanted to show you guys these cage liners I've been using for about 10 years. They're made of 100% biodegradable material. It's 100% recyclable. It's dye-free, it's ink-free, it's mold-resistant, and it's much heavier than paper towel, and unlike newspaper, when it gets wet, it just doesn't break apart on you. And it also has these ridges on it. You really can't see them, but it really aids in the animal shedding. Again, I've been using them for 10 years. I love them. Here's why I like them. I have certain animals, especially my Savus pythons. They're such aggressive feeders that they tend to just get so much of the substrate on the prey animal before they eat it. I just get nervous. I don't know if you guys do or not. I just get nervous when I see, one of my Savus pythons or one of my children's pythons ingesting a lot of either pine shavings or aspen bedding or coconut husks. So this eliminates all that. I know when I use this, I don't have to worry about the animals ingesting anything. When the animal defecates on these, I just take them out, I throw them out. They're so easy to clean, and I just slide another one in. And Charles makes them to size. You tell him whatever dimensions you need, he will make them for you. I love them. I think you guys will love them. So try them out and let me know what you think. But again, Charles Lambs make these. He calls cageliners.net, and again, I'm going to put all the contact information in this video. So the no substrate method of incubating, we see that all the time. What does it really mean? What is the no substrate method? Well, no substrate method, really, there is a substrate. Their substrate is water. So let's talk about, first off, why this all started and why people do it. I mean, there's vermiculite after all, right? And there's hatchite. There are plenty of ways to hatch your eggs. You do not have to do this. So why did this start and why do people do it? Well, quite frankly, the green tree python community started it. I think it was Trooper Walsh back in the 70s at the National Zoo. Green tree pythons are not any more fragile than any other python eggs. It's just that they're so much smaller and there's less room for error. And the problem was that in the beginning when they were trying to hatch green tree python eggs, they would try vermiculite. And the problem is if they made it too wet, the eggs would get wet, and because they're so small, they'd wind up losing whole clutches of eggs. With the carpet python or some of the other species, if the eggs are larger, and if they get wet, and they stay like that for a couple of days, it's no big deal. You can make an adjustment. With green tree pythons though, and even like children's pythons and spotted pythons, the eggs are so small, so why take a chance and why get them wet? So that's why this whole no substrate method of incubation started. I'm going to tell you how to do it, and it's super easy. You need a Cambro box. It's C-A-M-B-R-O. I'll put that on the screen so you guys can Google that and find out. These are food storage boxes they use in restaurants and hotels, okay? This one is about 12 inches by 10 inches wide by 6 inches high, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take your Cambro box, and you can get these 4 things at the Home Depot. They're in the plumbing section. In my Home Depot, everything I find here is in the green tree python section. So you take these little plumbing pieces and you put them in your Cambro box just like that. And now you're going to take your, I think it's about a liter of water. Guys, you don't have to make yourself crazy. You want a couple inches of water in here. Whether it's an inch or 3 inches, it really doesn't matter. Obviously, as long as the water does not touch the eggs. And you proceed to pour your water into the box. This is a 1 liter bottle. Don't worry about the temperature, because when you put it in the incubator, it's going to become the temperature of your incubator. You're going to put your water in like so. This is basically a light covering for a fluorescent light. It's that grating, and it's going to sit right on top of these 4 pieces here, these plumbing pieces, just like that. It's nice and sturdy. This is not going anywhere. I then take my eggs and I place them right on top of this grating, okay? They never touch the water. There are no air holes in this box. It will always maintain 100% humidity. Here's your cover. When you order the boxes, you have to order the cover separate. Wherever you buy the boxes from will also have these covers. Cover sits right on top like that, 100% humidity, you are good to go. The water is not going to touch the eggs, there's no concern. The only thing you have to do really is every few days you should take the lid off and just wipe it down, because condensation will build up, water will start to drip. You do not want that to happen. So every 3-4 days you want to remove the cover and wipe it down. You set it on like that. Okay, so if you want to use your vermiculite and whatever hatchite, it's working well for you, perfectly. But I use this method for carpet pythons and children's pythons, spotted pythons, the Angolan pythons. It works every single time. It's very effective. It's super easy. So if you're open to it, try it out. And always let me know what you think. Okay, so finally, let's get to some animals today. I am so excited to show you guys these. These are the Sanzinia I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video. First off, you notice I'm outside my snake room. I'm currently quarantining these animals. I've only had them for a few days. So the animals are quarantining. My family's quarantining. Everybody's quarantining over here. That's pretty much what's going on. So I picked up 2.3 total Sanzinia, 1.1 greens and 1.2 mandarins. A friend of mine reached out to me who has been keeping these for a while. He's had them for the last few years. Things change in life, guys, and he just decided to go in a different direction. He knew I'd be interested, and as you can imagine, I jumped on him immediately. So first I'm going to show you the greens, and I think it's so worth noting that I've been doing this for a long time, and I just never lose that excitement when I'm getting new animals, and I mean that. I hope you guys never lose that excitement either, whether it's Sanzinia or even carpet pythons. It's just, I don't know, it's like the first time I ever saw the movie, The Greatest Showman. I mean, The Godfather. I don't even like The Greatest Showman. I don't know why I said that. That's ridiculous. But they're just so awesome, and I was going to show them to you really quickly. This is the pair of greens, and of course I'm holding on to them, and they're not going anywhere, and they're going to be added now to my group of 2.3, and hopefully you can just see how pretty they are. These are 2-year-old animals, and God, I just love them. I know you guys love them too. So hopefully in the next few years, I'm going to have a nice group here. Hopefully I can produce them, and hopefully I can produce some for everybody out there. So these are the greens, and now I'm going to show you guys the mandarins. Okay, so this is a 2018 female Mandarin Sanzinia. Again, I'm going to remind everybody out there, please, if you haven't seen it already, you have to go back and watch my video about Sanzinia, where I answer all the questions you probably have about these amazing animals. So again, she's a 2018. I mean, she is phenomenal. I have a total of 1.2 on these. Okay, so she's a 2018 animal. I'm also going to show you a pair of adult 2016 Mandarin Sanzinia. They've never been bred. They're going to be able to be breeding size in about a year from now. Now, don't freak out on me, guys, but most likely I'm going to sell the trio of mandarins. I love them. It breaks my heart to do that, but to be honest with you, I just don't have the space. I am running out of space. So if you're interested in acquiring the trio of Mandarin Sanzinia, and I'm going to show them the adults shortly, you can send me an email at gary@gsreptiles.com. But just keep in mind, these are not babies. They're really hard to get, and they are not going to be, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Oh, inexpensive. They are not going to be inexpensive. So just keep that in mind, okay, when you're reaching out. And also, I'd be willing to sell the pair of adults. I want to sell them together. Ideally, I'd like to sell the trio, but as far as this female, I wouldn't sell her to anybody who didn't at least already have some Mandarin Sanzinia. I want there to make sure she's part of a breeding group. So anyway, she's a 2018 female. She's going to be available. And now let's take a look at the 2016 pair of adult Sanzinia. So guys, this is the pair of the 2016 Mandarin Sanzinia. These guys are pretty much ready to breed. They have never been bred before. They're just coming up to size. They're gorgeous. They're probably not doing any justice in this light. They're both just solid feeders, gorgeous animals. And if you're interested in this pair, again, I'm Gary at gsreptiles.com, and that's the beauty of watching my videos. I promise you, I'm going to make my animals always available on video before I ever post them out to the public. So I'll give everybody a few days, jump on that. Let me turn them around a little bit here if I can. Actually, a pretty good size to them. But anyway, that's the pair of Mandarin. These are gorgeous animals. I believe they're siblings. So if you're interested, you can, again, Gary at gsreptiles.com. Send me an email and I'll give you the details on these animals. So for those of you who have been watching all my videos, you know my breeding journey. I'm going to keep everybody up to date, and as I always tell everybody out there, good, bad, or indifferent, you guys are in this with me, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So let's get you caught up. So what do we got? We have 3 baby Conicus right now that are doing well. They were produced a couple weeks back. They're eating like champs. I have another litter of Conicus due literally any day now. This girl is 55 days, so I'll show her to you. She's just gorgeous. Hopefully you guys can see her good. She's loaded with babies. She's 55 days post-ovulation shed, so I should have babies from her anytime now. Could be tonight, who knows. I'll keep you posted on her. Once I get babies from her, I'm going to probe or pop all the babies from the first clutch in her, and I'll make all those babies available. But it's not going to be for a couple months, guys. I want to get them established and make sure they're all feeding really well. As far as chondros, I currently have 2 chondro clutches incubating, so I'm looking at baby chondros hatching out sometime in mid-August, okay? Amazon Basin Emeralds, my female, she looks good. She's still off a feed, but she wouldn't drop babies if she had babies until sometime in September. And as far as, this is really exciting, we talked about my Savus python, and I had a female silver Savus python that had reabsorbed her eggs. Well, it turns out I now have a second female Savus python. I'm going to pull her out for you guys. And I palpated her the other day. Actually, what happened was she went off of food. I palpated her the other day, and it turns out she has follicles. I'm going to show her to you. She's so pretty. She has about 5 or 6 follicles in her right now. So I learned my lesson after the first Savus. What I did was I took a male and threw him in with her immediately, and they immediately locked up. You know, I'm mostly a green tree python breeder, guys. So when my female green tree pythons go off a feed, I know automatically that they're gravid. There's nothing else I have to do. I just have to wait for their post-ovulation shed, and they're going to drop eggs. With Savus, it seems to be a little different. When they go off a feed and they have follicles, that's what I did the first time I stopped. I didn't introduce the male any longer. With this one, though, I think I learned my lesson, and now that she went off a feed and I feel those follicles, I threw a male in with her. They've been locked up nonstop, so again, keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. Hopefully we're going to get some eggs from Savus yet this year. I'm really hoping that happens. So that's pretty much it for my breeding updates, and just keep watching my videos, and I'm going to keep you posted every step of the way. So before I ended this video, I wanted to show you guys, those are the 2 clutches of chondro eggs I currently have in the incubator. And as you can see, it's the no substrate method. The eggs are sitting right on top of that fluorescent lighting grate. Again, you can get that right at Home Depot in the electrical department. And you can see, and I'll just leave them there like that. We'll shut this, and I'll come and look at them again in a few days and wipe the condensation off. So thanks again so much for joining me for another video. A couple things I really wanted to mention to you guys. Whenever I mention a breeder I recommend to you guys or a product I recommend to you guys, understand something. I receive nothing from anyone, okay? Nobody's sending me free products. Nobody's paying me for anything. The reason I suggest people like Martin Rosemond earlier, or you know, the Cage Liners, or I suggest David Brahms for perches, or any of these people, it's because I've been using their products for many years. I think there's in Martin's case is snakes, and they're just great people to deal with. They're very trustworthy, and I would never suggest anybody to anybody out there that I personally would not use myself. As far as the Mandarin, Sanzinia, anybody who's interested in those, I'll send you some pictures. Again, I just ask that you're please be serious about them, and I'll be happy to send you pictures of each animal. And again, Gary at gsreptiles.com on those, and I'm going to hang on to them for a few weeks. I'm going to make sure, you know, I get a few meals in them and they're perfect before I send them to anybody. And lastly, hey, listen, US ARC. I know we talk about this, but here's a news flash for everybody out there. The state of Florida, I don't know if you guys heard about this, with tegus and iguanas, you can no longer keep them, and you have to sell what you have, and it's really bad. And you could say to yourself, I don't live in Florida, I don't care. I promise you, if you have that attitude, it will sneak up on you. It eventually will affect you. So if it sounds like I'm trying to scare you, it's because I am trying to scare you. So again, US ARC, let's show them our support. It's only $5 a month to be a member. As always, I will put the link of US ARC on the bottom of this video. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I am looking forward to the next video already. Let's 2,000 subscribers or bust, and I'll see everybody very soon. Who has the best YouTube channel? Me